Hi, it's Yeshim again. Look at all your shiny faces, even though I can't see you. The sun's shining, so I'm sure your faces are shining. I'm just here to talk about a few things with y'all. Thank you for stopping in, first of all. I so appreciate everybody that has watched my videos. The goal here is, yes, I'm promoting a business, but it's so much more than that. My goal is to reach as many people as I can so that we can talk about death and dying and life in between. It's not the morbidity of the conversation, it's more the what are you aspiring to? What are you getting ready for? What are your choices? And I really just appreciate y'all stopping in. It's really an honor. Thank you. We've had some really great conversations online. Um, Please, if you have insight, if you have a story to share that's on this subject, please share it. Let's talk. Let's build community. It's safe. There is no judgment here. Judgment is not allowed at my table. So feel safe, feel brave to share your experiences, your insight, or just even simply watching and then, you know, going to someone else and talking about the subject. Let's just talk. Let's make sure that we're communicating. We live in a society that we don't communicate, and it's sad. And part of being an end of life doula that's important to me is communicating with the family and the person, all together, coming up with good, problem solving and communicating, and everybody sharing their feelings and their grief and their mourning and everything. It's all hard, and we can't just take on all of that on our own. It can't. We have to have a community around it to make it easier for all of us to empower ourselves, to do better, to think better, and all of those things. So the online discussion yesterday, oh my gosh, thank you for all of you. I'm in Colorado. All of you that are from other places, the whole world, I heard from. It was really great. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and sharing those thoughts and your experiences. We hold each other again as communities. So it was really an honor. Thank you so much. I don't know what else more to say other than I'm so grateful. We were talking about MAID, which is medically assistance in dying. And here in Colorado, it's legal. It's legal in several states, so please look up your laws there. But for an example, in Colorado, you have to be sound of mind. You will need to administer the medication on your own, and you'll need a prognosis of 6 months or less. And I'm in fully support of MAID, and I know that it's a difficult conversation to have, but let's look at it as each one of us is an individual making our own choices. We seem to be um, it seems to be more and more where we're not able to make choices for ourselves. Something else is making a choice. But as far as end of life stuff, I really think that it should be your choice, your wishes, which is why we really need to talk about death and dying, because you need to spend some of your life thinking about what your wishes are. Do you want to be artificially kept alive? What if you went into a coma and that happened? How long for? Those kind of things. Do you want to be resuscitated? Those are the kind of paperwork that you'll need to make, put in place. Um, Also, it's a good idea to have a will, but that's not the most important. But the living will stuff really is important, because if the worst thing of being a caregiver or helping someone is not knowing their wishes unless they're voiced. And I want to honor somebody the way they want to be honored, and no less and no more. The greatest gift I can give someone is to follow through with what they want. And I'm sure many of you out there feel the same, and you feel the urgency and the importance of that, because it's just simply the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do to you. So I'm trying to create a space where when I work with people, that they feel honored, they have dignity, um, and peace, and their requests are also followed through with. So start thinking about that in your own life. There's really nothing wrong with it. I'm trying to help people, empower them, you all, to find it easier to talk about death and dying. And like I said, it's not so much, yes, we talk about death and dying, but it's the life in between that we're given, because for most of us, we'll be given more life than death. It's the short part of the journey. No more or less than the life, of course, but it's just shorter in the time span. So knock on wood that we all live good, long, healthy lives. But part of doing that is also how you live. So let's go back to the maid. Yeah, so in Colorado, like I said, you'll need a few things in place. And in many countries, it is also legal. But there are some variables that differ between state to state. So you may find a state like Oklahoma where you're waiting, that you're already on a machine, and then it progresses from there. That's something long planned, and so forth. But anyway, so please look up that, and let's talk about that. The next thing I'd like to talk about is how much, now that we have psychedelic medicine, which is legal here in Colorado, and a few other places. We're talking about using that at the end of life. If you have ever experienced psychedelic medicine, such as mushrooms, it has many benefits, as you know. But more importantly, let's go back to what it can be used for through hospice care. Um, so ketamine has been used in hospice care for quite a while now. It's used as a pain medication. So many people are already using that through hospice care. We're also doing mushrooms, and what I find, um, when I'm using psychedelic medicine for people at the end of life, I'm finding that it is very helpful for some people. They experience a very peaceful bliss, if you will. But also, it's not like they're fading away or anything. They're talking. They may be more open to discovering some pain inside that needs to come out and talked about. Excuse me. And so, if you would like to learn more about psychedelic care in end of life, please reach out. Of course, I'm with Sacred Warrior Journey End of Life Care.com, and we have lots of things to offer. But aside from what I'm offering through my business, through my soul and my heart, I'm offering that no one feels alone or scared, because you will always have me. So please reach out. If we're not talking in a community, we'll talk with one another one on one, whatever makes you comfortable. But I'm just asking all of you to please share your ideas again, and I'm so thankful and blessed for you all. Such an amazing group of people, and please let your soul shine all day long, all night, all the time. But for right now, if you just need to go a half step to a half step, that's still soul shine. So take it slow and easy, and practice some turtle medicine. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think we all just need to slow down a little bit. And don't forget to embrace those small things. That's part of how we're living life. And that's part of how to have a quote unquote good death. Because we all will die, but it doesn't matter how we die. because we still have this and we still have this. We have our thoughts. So what are we thinking about during our journey? And these are the things that we're thinking about, that the things that we cherished. I loved my loved ones. I loved nature. I loved peace. I loved quiet, whatever it is you love. And don't forget that there is no later. Because if you keep putting that later thing off, later, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. We all do. I'm guilty. But I'm learning that there might not be later. And so us natives have a good saying, and I'll leave you with this. Today is a good day to die. Thank you. Many blessings to you all.